You know what we can't run?
An anime podcast.
Woo! Welcome to the end of winter and beginning of spring.
Yep, it's your favorite podcast talking about our favorite season.
I wouldn't say favorite. My favorite's winter.
Oh, right. We haven't told them that we're talking about spring yet.
Yeah, but I kind of led into that when I started with Bye Winter, Hello Spring.
So hi, everybody.
Anyway, let's talk spring. You know, the birds are chirping, the snow has all but melted. The trees are chirping. Everything is feeling fresh and daisy. Soon it's going to start raining more than ever before.
Mm-hmm.
But more importantly, we got big anime news.
Yeah, it's springtime, so it's the action season.
Mm-hmm. And talking about springing into action, for those who are watching this day of, tomorrow is the start of My Hero again. So that's always something to look forward to.
Woo.
Look, I know you don't mind, but it's fine, all right? But we do have a lot more coming up on lists, like Fruit Baskets, like Eden Zero, like the spin-off series for Reincarnated as a Slime. So much fun-filled things this spring. So let's start talking about them. What are you interested in? What are you looking for?
Well, I think the one I'm probably the most excited for, just because this is the thing I know the least about, is Tokyo Revengers. For those of you who don't know, Tokyo Revengers. I could read the description, but I'm just gonna tell you what I can tell just from like when I saw a trailer of this. Think Erased, but about delinquents.
Ah, yes. It's exactly how I would have explained that.
Yeah, it's about a guy who let's see, it's about a guy who he's an adult, and then his girlfriend from high school, middle school, I think, died. And through circumstances, he is sent back in time. From his perspective, it seems like he died, but no, he's back in middle school and living out those days, and we'll see what's going to happen from there.
The weird thing about it is, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he went back 12 years.
Yeah,
and this was his only girlfriend ever, so he had that special attachment. You never forget your first. But I just found it interesting that they said it like even like way further past even high school would put you. But yeah, that I'm actually really interested in Tokyo Revengers. I know I saw a bit of it during the Anime Awards, but I can't wait to see what it actually looks like.
Yeah.
Me, personally, I am very excited for Shaman King, the remake of Shaman King. That's a cult classic that I know a lot of people are going to be interested in. And for those who don't know anything about Shaman King, you are in for a treat.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. I was a huge fan of the old Shaman King back in the day, and definitely very excited to see where this remake goes.
Now, I want to start another controversial fight here between the two of us.
Okay.
Because I've made it abundantly clear my standing for Nomad for Megalobox Season 2. And the intensity that this second season is yearning to bring to us.
Yeah, okay, so I just want to start off by saying I'm going to watch it, and I'm sure that it's going to be that I don't think that the quality is going to be what dips. It's just that the tone and like kind of feel they're going for this, it feels too early. Like this is the kind of thing that you kind of have with a lot more or either more time. So, because like It's just that, like, the way they're going about this, it just feels like something that should come later, you know? Like, this would be like if Logan was the second X-Men movie.
Sometimes you just gotta cut the BS, cut the fluff, cut that stuff in the middle that don't really matter. This is the story of a man who's made it to the mountaintop and now has to live with not having another wall to climb. This is important. This is exactly what we needed for Joe's character.
It just doesn't feel like enough time has passed for that to be the case. Like, if this came out like a couple years later, I would have been like, oh, okay, I can understand. But because Megalobox, like, wasn't that long ago, it doesn't really make sense.
But see, the thing about it is, like, I don't consider, like, the in time to count here. It's the out time, not the out time. I consider the anime's in-world time to be what counts here.
But that's not what I'm trying to get at. It's just like how I feel as a consumer. This feels too early for something like this.
I don't know. I feel like when you're going with stories or shows or stuff like that, the timeline makes sense as long as you keep it within a certain portion.
It's just about how like how like it feels to the audience. Again, like going with the example, if Logan was a second movie of X-Men, you had X-Men 1, and then the next movie after that was Logan. That wouldn't feel right.
I feel like there's a big difference in that. It's because, like, we've essentially seen what we consider Joe's peak at the end of season 1. If at the end of the first X-Men movie, Wolverine had hit his quote-unquote peak, then yes, the next logical step would be Logan.
Well, okay, so what are we assuming to be like his peak? Because his arc was probably at its biggest in X-Men, maybe a little bit into X-Men 2, where it's just about his development of trying to be part of something rather than a loner.
I would say his peak would have been as like for him as a character, which was the one where he was in Vietnam.
You mean Japan?
Or did he fight in the Vietnam War? Was that what it was?
No.
Oh, which one was that?
X-Men Origins Wolverine.
No, not that one.
Yeah, no. So he was there at the bombing of Nagasaki in Japan.
Oh, that's what that was. Okay. Yes, that one. That movie. I forget the name of it. Is it just
Wolverine?
The Wolverine?
Yeah, it's just the Wolverine.
I would think that would be his peak.
I don't think so. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a person who loves,
because that was him coming to terms with his immortality, deciding not to go for morality, and just, you know, it was him understanding himself to the fullest that he's been.
I don't think so. It's like, honestly, if you hadn't seen the Wolverine, you could still watch Logan perfectly fine.
You can. Yes.
Yeah. But, like, if we're talking about, like, what are we considering to be his peak, I think, like, it'd probably be his arc in the first 2 movies.
I don't see that. I don't see it. I don't know. It's a very interesting point. Moral of the story is Megalobox Season 2, look forward to it. I gotta talk about Eden Zero.
Okay, so I'm gonna tune out for about however long, so have fun.
Eden Zero. Let me explain to you people. From the same man who gave us the classic fairy tale, we have Eden Zero. Some characters are, you know, spitting images. You can't deny it. You know, it is what it is. If you have a style, you tend to stick to it, even if they look exactly the same. But it's all about how you tell those characters' story that makes the difference. And let me tell you, this man never misses the mark. You stop that. Eden Zero is a brilliant story about space travel, not as much friendship as fairy tale, and mechas. And I'm an avid reader of the manga, so I already know that I have invested that interest in wherever this show goes. But for anyone who doesn't, there's a trailer out. And in the trailer, you can get everything you need to experience about this show in about a minute and a half, including the opening song. And if you're not hooked by that, I can't sell you much more. Hey, you can tune back in.
Oh, thank God. We're done talking about garbage?
No, we haven't talked about that show yet.
Are we going to?
Probably not.
Okay.
Anyway, what else is on your list of things to look at?
Yeah. So the next up that I'm looking forward to is I think a lot of people are looking forward to this. The World's End With You animation.
Yes.
I've never actually played The World's End With You.
Oh.
I've always had the intent to get into it, but it's just like, just timing, and it's like I never really had a DS as a kid, so I never had that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only port that came out was a Switch, and then that was a little weird.
Yeah.
Say. And so I never really got into the game, but I love the art style and the music of it from what I've seen, and so I'm very excited to see this in anime form.
Oh yeah, wonderful work by the boys and girls who did the Eighth Son. So I also can't wait to see how that goes. Another one that's kind of a sleeper that not many people have been talking about, but I'm still very interested in, is Cloverworks' newest project, Shadow House. I can't tell you much about it because I've been purposely not looking too far into it, so I can be pleasantly surprised by this new, I want to say, mystery show that is taking some form of rise. I do know what I've seen from the trailer, and there's a lot of duality and symbolism that goes on inside the show, which I know Cloverfield can make happen. So, not Cloverworks, my bad. Make happen, and I'm really interested in it.
This movie is actually part of the Cloverfield universe.
You shut your mouth. But with that, there's another
Cloverfield House.
Stop it. There's another one I'm into, and that's Nagatoro-san. Now, before you run, there's something here, okay? I know a lot of people were really upset with Nagatoro-san because the same thing people were upset about with Uzaki-chan, and I don't understand how they were in the same argument, but they apparently were. But from the minute and a half trailer I saw, there seemed to be, there was nothing bad here. There was comedy, there was sincerity, there was just overall a good time and a good-looking show. Voted as the #1 most popular new show, or not most popular, most anticipated new show of the spring season. I think it touts a very high bar to set. That's just how I feel about Nagatoro. Or Nagatoro, not that.
Right, yeah, no, I saw that trailer and it just made me uncomfortable.
Really?
Yeah, I was just like, this seems gross.
You don't like the two different eye designs?
What? I don't care about
that. Only for the one time she's making the face?
Yeah, I mean, I don't care about that. I just think, I don't know, just the premise seems gross.
I mean, it's a normal premise. Just
Is it?
Yeah, just a upperclassman getting harassed by a lowerclassman.
Yeah, but like,
that's a normal anime premise.
Sure, but this one's like, like something like Tagagi-san, that's fine, but this one is just, it's kind of uncomfortable.
That's teasing. This is torture. There's a difference.
Yeah, no, but that's why it's uncomfortable.
I can see it, yeah.
Like, I think that's why people like me are just kind of like, about it.
I mean, I can understand where you're coming from. But I believe Telecom's going to do their work and make this show look beautiful. And I'm going to be with it. I'm going to be there until I either get bored or I finish. And I believe it's going to be the first one. The second one, I mean. But yeah. I also know you don't care, but I'm gonna put a little bit more time into how not to summon the Demon Lord season 2, because I'm gonna be honest, I did not expect the season 2 to actually come, but the fact that it is and it's so soon, I'm with it. I'm with it. I thought the first one was pretty funny, and I hope the second one is even funnier. As people know, I was a big fan of Adachi Shimamura, so it's very nice to see Tenzuka Productions get back in and give us another banger.
Oh, that was the connection. As soon as you said I'm a big fan of Adachi Shimamura, I was so confused. It's like, what the heck does that have to do with that?
That was the point. You were supposed to be confused. That was my plan the entire time. All right, so is there anything else you want to talk about? Because I have one more.
Yes. I have two more that I want to talk about.
Pop off.
This one's going to be real short, but listen, okay? Yes, they're puppets, but it's a lot better than it might seem, okay? Go watch Thunderbolt Fantasy. It is so good. It's made by Gen Urobuchi, great writer. He made Psycho-Pass and Madoka and Fate Zero. Go watch Thunderbolt Fantasy.
Huh.
If you like fantasy like action shows, and you don't mind puppets, you don't mind Taiwanese puppetry, go watch Thunderbolt Fantasy. It's rad.
Yeah, it is.
You sounded like you were choking earlier.
I just didn't expect you to bring up that show that quickly.
You have to understand, I love Thunderbolt Fantasy.
I understand, I guess. But I do have one more in my life that I need to talk about, because this has an opening song that's going to be sung by one of the world's best singers. And that show is To Your Eternity.
Oh, that was going to be my other show.
Oh, perfect. Here we go. So, To Your Eternity is going to be a very interesting show that takes place in the Arctic regions of North America, about a boy who meets a wolf, and the two become, kind of close. And from what I can tell, there's a lot more to see about this boy and wolf than leads the eye, you know? And of course, Hikaru Utada is going to be singing the opening for this, which if many people don't know, it's a very key voice when it comes to people who enjoy.
She sings the Kingdom Hearts songs.
Okay, just take it away from me like that. But yes, it's going to be amazing.
And also, in case that isn't enough incentive, this is also made by the person. The original manga was written by the person who wrote A Silent Voice.
So that's it for all my shows.
And that's all my shows.
So I will leave you with one piece of information, people. For all of those of you who are crying and very upset and don't want to go read the manga for Jujutsu Kaisen, but are going to silently wait for when the anime eventually gets to season 2. Recently today, they've announced the movie for what is considered the volume 0 of the manga, and you can look forward to that. So there you go. For all you Jujutsu fans.
Yeah. For all you Jujutsu heads out there, so as we call them.
And with that, this has been We Can't Run,
an anime podcast.
Bye.